Johann has fought trolls, mercenaries, and imperial knights without blinking. But the moment this corrupted mage slices Goeden across the throat right in front of him, the entire fight changes. Goeden collapses in a pool of blood, and as everything starts fading, his mind drifts back through everything that brought him here. He remembers needing money to send home to his family, only for his life to fall apart until he eventually became a slave. Then he met Johann. Johann never treated him like property. He told Goeden to call him by his name, told him that since things had turned out this way, they should simply do their best to survive, and gave him something that finally resembled a normal life. They travelled together, ate together. Goeden played with Karamov, celebrated Johann's victories, and slowly stopped thinking of himself as someone simply following his master. In fact, Goeden realizes that even if he had never been a slave, he probably would have chosen to stay beside Johann anyway. Back inside the temple, Johann looks at Goeden lying motionless on the ground, and whatever restraint he had disappears. The mage barely cares. To this thing, killing Goeden felt no different from stepping on an insect, so Johann attacks. The creature lashes out with its enormous hardened tentacles, forcing Johann into a brutal exchange. His attacks keep getting stopped, and the mage becomes convinced that Johann is an idiot for trying to fight it with a mere silver weapon. Then Johann draws his other sword. The moment the strange red markings ignite across the blade, the mage freezes. It recognizes the weapon, a Crest Recoverer. Suddenly, Johann is no longer some random knight standing in front of it. The mage realizes exactly who he is. Johann Eitz, the same lunatic who killed Karamov. Now the confidence disappears. Johann swings, and the tentacles that seemed almost impossible to damage are sliced apart. The mage stares in disbelief as the Crest Recoverer cuts straight through its hardened defenses. It attacks again. Johann keeps cutting. Tentacle after tentacle falls until the creature finally understands that fighting him is pointless, so it tries to escape, not only to save itself either. The mage desperately needs to reach his majesty and report what it has discovered. Johann Eitz is alive, and he possesses that sword. Johann does not let it get far. He closes the distance and tears through the creature before it can escape. Even while dying, the mage screams its loyalty to the Holy Empire. But apparently, this thing planned on being annoying until its final second. As its body collapses, it releases a strange smoke into the air. Johann inhales it before realizing what is happening. His body immediately gives out. And then in the darkness, Johann sees someone who should be dead. Karamov. The former Imperial Knight appears before him, and his first warning makes almost no sense. Johann was not the only one it saved. Then Karamov reveals something far more worrying. The Emperor has gotten his hands on something he never should have possessed. Johann barely has time to process that before Karamov tells him that apparently it is not time yet, but soon. They will meet again. The vision disappears. Johann suddenly wakes to Suetliger, shouting his name. The old mage explains that Johann almost died after inhaling the smoke released by the creature when it died. Once again, the waters of the Ifel River are the only reason Johann is still breathing. But Johann immediately asks about Goeden. And somehow, there is good news. The attack did not completely sever Goden's neck, so Suetliger barely managed to save him as well. His body has healed, although nobody knows when he will regain consciousness. For Johann, that is enough. Goeden is alive. After thanking Suetliger, they finally have a moment to process what just happened. This was clearly no ordinary monster. It recognized Karamov. It recognized Johann's sword. It wanted to report directly to His Majesty. And with its final breath, it cried out for the Holy Empire. Whatever is happening in Hindkut is connected far more closely to the Emperor than Johann expected. Suetliger then turns his attention to Johann's weapon. Just as he suspected, Johann is the one carrying that demonic sword. He asks whether Johann took it after killing the Emperor's dog, and Johann admits that he did. He only brought it along just in case, but after this fight, he is very glad he did. Suetliger swears on the name of the Ifil River that he will act as though he knows nothing. Johann basically tells him the oath is unnecessary. At this point, they are already in the same boat, and with the mage finally dead, the power suppressing the holy knights is gone. Yena's green fire spreads once again, burning through the remaining goblins. Not a single one is expected to survive. The Hindkut's subjugation is finally a success.
This manhwa is getting better and better. I can't wait to find out what Johann actually does after this and find out if he can become knighted, if he can own the territory, and will he be free of taxes? And can he make a ton of money? So I'm really excited for chapter 55 next week. Thank you for watching, and please like and subscribe for more videos and updates like this. Bye.